Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. In today's episode, we just had WonderCon, which was full of some new Thrilljoy products, some new Rokimoto lines, and even Funko was there. They raised the prices on their pops. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to talk about it.
Collecting is the way. Now let's chat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Collector Chatter. This is episode 128. I am Migs here with Charlie. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm excited for this episode because I feel like it's going to be a change of pace for what some people have been hearing for a long time from
Yeah, a
from
lot of
us.
stuff to talk about for sure. So it's gonna be me and Charlie today, but we are very excited because, of course, WonderCon just happened. Everyone was talking about it. Seems like this was the first year that WonderCon was pretty big. I mean, I
Yeah,
remember it kind of being a thing in the past, but this seemed very big. And obviously, we now have more, collectible slash toy companies that we are kind of, have on our radar, and it's not just Funko anymore. And
no
you're gonna notice Funko was not really much to
crickets.
talk about. We will talk about something specifically with them and their pricing and this whole little limited thing that they're gonna come out with. But we're gonna really get into the two big companies that seem to be the ones that are really competing now for collectors, and it's
Yeah,
the Thrilljoy and the Rokimotos of the world. Of course, Brian and Mike, former Funko
Funko.
CEOs and owners and what have you. But let's start off with Thrilljoy. So, as any of you guys, if you know our regular listeners and stuff, you know that we have kind of been up and down on Thrilljoy. We
Yeah,
were
roller
very
coaster.
excited, right? Yeah, right in the beginning, we went to the event, right? We went to the
I
panel.
couldn't have liked anything more than Thrilljoy at that point.
Charlie was, I mean, like I was like liking it, but like Charlie was loving it. And I remember kind of thinking, like, is this really gonna last? Is this really like something that's great? And we liked it. But like a lot of other people, the price was not the best. The size of the products was not the best. And we kind of, we set our piece with that. And since
Hmm.
then we haven't really loved everything they come out with. But as me and Charlie have said in the past, maybe someone out there is listening, we have kind of given our take on what we think would be something that would be successful for Thrilljoy.
Yes.
And it had to do with the size, something smaller, something cheaper, maybe something like a mystery.
Like
And
a
it's kind
soda.
of crazy because, Charlie, what is some of the stuff that's coming out? We'll run through the
Yeah.
new products and kind of what was announced slash like some of the specific IPs and stuff that are going to be coming out as well.
So as Mick said, we're getting something smaller. We're getting two things smaller. We're getting something cheaper. We're getting two things cheaper. So we got two brand new lines. They're called Pixel, and don't get confused by this. It's called Pix. So this is like, first off, I'm going to say, like, I'm giving a round of applause, a clap for Thrilljoy and for, my guy Brian, who I still have shilled for. He obviously shows up at the cons, and that's where he makes his stamp. And he listened to the fans. He listened to Collector Chatter, and he. I actually think it takes a lot. It's a big person to do what he did. His vision in the beginning didn't work. He's not totally abandoning it, but he's changing it up. And I think the story is kind of like, was this always going to happen? We'll never know. I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think this was a really, at least the Pix now, the new Pix line, I think is going to become their bread and butter. And I don't think this ever would have happened, in my opinion. And what we all knew as Pix is now called Pix Panoramic. No,
Panoramic.
what is Panoramic?
Yeah. Panoramics. Pix Panoramics.
I'm going to say my one negative thing, and then everything is actually going to be completely positive. I don't love that they did that rebrand. I would have rather that what they're now calling Pix just have a new name. I think it's really confusing. I even had a few people message us on Instagram super confused, and I had to like explain it to them, which like I don't think is the best, but we're going to forget about it. And anyone new who comes in is only going to ever know these products as these names.
Yeah.
So we're going to start off with Pix, which is their flagship. It's going to be coming at $19.99, and essentially it's the figures that were in the big picks, but now they're just in a normal size box, kind of like a Funko Pop. We got a window in the front. It's still got the wax seal. It still
Mhm.
comes with the card. And they've done it in a cool, like way of it's like a mystery. I mean, in my opinion, this is really the best of both worlds. If Funko Soda and a Funko Pop had a baby, we're getting the Thrilljoy Picks. Um, it kind of has the nice little tear that's become really popular with all the Pop Mart products,
Mhm.
and then that's how you see what's inside, or whether you get the chase or the common. And we're still dealing with super limited pieces, um, just like we had with the original picks. And they only debuted the special one at the con, which was a blue, with a WonderCon bag, and they came out with a California one. They teased a few other, but they're all going to have different variations of limited edition, like the number of pieces. And then the other product is called Pixel, which these are the tiny mystery boxes.
Mhm.
They only announced TMNT so far, but there's going to be tons of more down the line. Brian promised awesome IPs and licenses that aren't even being utilized with Thrilljoy as of right now. And they're basically, I don't know, I'm sure most people have seen this by now, but at New York Comic Con, they were handing out to people on the panel these tiny blues. It's those figures that size, 2.5 inch, but they also are in the like mini frame,
Mhm.
and they seem super high quality. They're magnetic. You can take them in and out, and then you can also put the frames together and stack them all up. So it's 3 and 3. And then it even has a sign, which I'm curious how you get that sign, what that comes with, because it goes on the top. Do you get one with every box, or I'm so curious to see that because I don't think they actually announced that. But like for the TMNT ones, and on the top it'll say like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think they look amazing. I'm super pumped. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm totally back on the Thrilljoy train because they're doing everything that they said they wanted to do. Make stuff excited for collectors, have limited pieces, and they're not taking up too much room, which a lot of people complain. One thing that Brian said, which I thought was really funny, he underestimated people not wanting to take the picks out of the boxes, the original picks.
Mhm.
He always envisioned that was just cool packaging and you took it out. And as you know, the Funko community doesn't let you take their products out of boxes. So that's where we got this. And you can also take it out. It has like, little facets on the end of it where you can like twist them to take the picks out if you want it out of box, in box, and you can like make it go back still where you're not ruining it.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. I love it. I'm going to let you talk now.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, I mean, this is what we've been pretty much asking for.
Yeah.
We wanted there to be a smaller product. We wanted there to be a better, more affordable, price point, something that wasn't going to take so much space, etc. We've been saying this nonstop. We talked about how the pop marts of the world are dominating this blind box, part of figures and toys and collectibles, and how other companies need to start looking into that. And we've been talking about this for weeks, months. So the fact that they actually did it is actually interesting because it's cool and it's good, and it just makes you think. Like, I'm sure some people will be like, oh, maybe they had this down the pipeline, he was planning this. But then the other side of things is like, maybe he didn't, maybe they just
Yeah.
really didn't see the original products that were coming out as doing well, which they weren't. They were not selling. They're still up, and I don't think they caught on in the beginning. Yes, but they didn't stick around as long because people just started realizing too many of these is just costing too much, or too many of these in one place is you don't have enough room. So like that was just becoming an issue with a lot of different collectors. I mean, people we've had
Yeah.
on here, people who talk in the community, all over the place. Specifically with these, so to kind of go back into a little bit about some of the cool stuff about these products. So I don't hate the name thing. I mean, I hate that it happened that way. I don't like, that's what makes me feel like they didn't have these already
Agreed.
thought of, right?
Yeah.
Because the Panoramics name fits that product perfectly.
Oh,
Like, I think
totally.
that totally should have been what it was called from the beginning
From the
type of thing,
beginning, yes.
right?
I don't not like the name. It just is.
Yeah, so I guess, like, even if you kept that as Pix, and then you have to pick another name, and they're playing off of it because obviously Pixel is, like, small,
Yeah,
so, like, I see why they didn't wanna really just make up another name for it, and Pix makes more sense for the smaller version, right? And the other one's Panorama
yeah,
because it's bigger and it's got a background. But like Charlie was saying, these are kind of mystery style because they're coming with, like, a sleeve over the box, which you're gonna tear to see what you get, if you get the chase or not. Then they're inside the box itself, which is pretty cool, and it seems like it's going to be a lot better to have these because we like these type of figures that don't have to necessarily be in a big encased thing.
yeah,
And if you want to keep them in there, you can. So you kind of have the option, which is good. The blue was the one that they gave out. There's 1,000 piece at the event. There was a one of one in gold, which was kind of like the big pull for that. Obviously, there was also some chases that you could pull. Then they announced, I think, an Invader Zim, and
yep,
then an Emily from like Corpse Bride, and then there's a Lord of the Rings character. So interesting thing about this is they are still playing. This is one thing I kind of do give Thrilljoy respect for, is they are still playing the whole for the fans, for the
yeah,
community, for the collector thing, and they have been doing it for a while. Even though we don't like love their IG sometimes and their social media and stuff, but they do kind of still try to push it for the collector, right? Which is Brian's big thing. They obviously have that fan advisory board. And you have a lot of even people that we know that are on
yeah.
that.
Good people on it.
So like they kind of run with that. So when it comes to these specialty things, there's a lot of new special things that they're doing, and specifically with Pix, they're gonna have a couple different. Well, with the Pix and Pixels, they have two different things. With Pix, they have officially they announced a one of one of the Lord of the Rings one, and it's like where he's see through, which obviously
Yeah,
we've seen that in soda form and stuff, right? So, and obviously it fits the movie, so it makes sense. But the winner of that, whoever pulls that, gets like a free trip to like New
New
Zealand,
Zealand
which is
for
kind of
two
crazy.
people.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy, but like it's cool because it's like it's fun and it's new. It's not like Funko's not doing things like this, so like that's like really really awesome. And then when it comes to Pixel, like you said, this is the one I think I love the most. Pix one I do like. It would have to be a part like a specific character that I like absolutely love for me to really like probably grab it. But at the price point of $20, 19.99, that's not terrible.
No,
But these other ones being at a price point of 13, so I don't know if I
they're
said that
cool.
before. So $12.99, great price point. It's 2.5 inch figure, so small. And it's blind box straight up style. So we've talked about the excitement of that. We talked about, Labubu's, for instance, right? Like
Yep.
how that was massive. We talked about that with Tony Ann in our last episode when she was on. If you didn't see, definitely check it out because that was a fun episode. But we talked about blind boxes and how exciting that is. And Charlie, for the longest time, has talked about blind boxes with his son and Doorables and all these products that they make. Disney does tons of them and stuff, right? And how exciting that is. This is perfect. And it's just
Agreed.
funny that they did it because we never would have saw like Thrilljoy is the one that's going to come out with these things. And I don't like love that they're in that little case thing. Honestly, I wish they were just straight up figures. But I get it, and it like fits their theme, and it
But you
fits
can
like
take
what
them
the
out.
rest of the stuff. Yeah, which you could take them out. That I was gonna say, so that's fine. They're magnetic, which is cool, so they stick together. You're not gonna get the bitty situation where they're just falling everywhere because they're just not really done well. This is smart. So clearly, Brian knew what was not working on the other end and did something that seems to probably be working. But yeah, you can take them in and out, you can stick them together. And same thing with the rewards thing. You have another cool little thing. So this one looks like
Yes.
it's a little bit more common, but there's going to be 300 supposedly random, at least for the Ninja Turtles one. I'm assuming this is going to be something that will happen with all of the drops.
All of them. Yeah.
All of them, right? So it's 300 if you pull like a gold, like an all gold kind of one, which that's also like a bitty thing, adorable thing. Like that's just always been a thing for these
Which is
products,
so
right?
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. So all gold, and even the what are those called? Mini brands, same thing. The
Everything.
all
It's
gold
like it's just so
version.
funny. I'd rather have the colored version, but
I know. That's how I was with even freaking Funko diecast and shit, right?
yes.
So, anyways, all gold one. But the cool thing about it is if you do that, pull that, you can redeem to get a megapix for free, which that's
It's
amazing.
awesome.
That's a great way to get like a nice product. Now, I just wonder if it's going to be like a brand new one specific for this. Will it be the Ninja
No,
Turtle one
it's a new
normal?
one
So
for
it would
this.
be new for
Brian
it.
said
Okay,
it. Yeah.
nice. So that's like a cool aspect that they kind of threw in there. But yeah, I think this is gonna make them more like uh, desirable. Like people are gonna want to spend money on these smaller type products because they just like look better, they're cheaper. The only thing like the boxes, they kind of kept them somewhat similar for the Pix versions, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm like looking at it now because I'm seeing a picture of the Lion-O. Sorry, I didn't announce that one either. Not Lion-O is coming out as well for Thundercats. And like as I'm looking at the box, I was like, that box looks like the freaking Funko Gold box. Like has a lot of similarities in that design. I just realized.
I mean, it's funny you bring that up, and we shouldn't all be surprised here, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, like, people joke like Thrilljoy's Funko 2.0. I mean, it kind of is now. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's kind of what we loved about Funk. Like, they're now getting to a place of things that we loved about Funko and collected Funko forever. It's now kind of what Thrilljoy's giving us, if that makes sense. I don't know if you agree.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I mean a lot of the stuff that we did like, I mean Funko dabbled with like they still make them obviously like blind boxes and stuff, but it was never like
Never
it
good.
was like more for kids and wasn't really like a thing that like we really. This seems like it's like more of a legit product in that style. And these like boxes look cool and like the design, obviously like the figures and everything, like the way they look is all like their regular picks molds, and like the molds are all the same. You're just getting them in a smaller version. And 2.5 inches is a pretty cool size thing. It's not a bitty, which is like freaking half
No,
an
it's
inch.
a
Like it's
perfect
not that
size.
small. So it's a
Yeah.
good, yeah. To me, that's, even though it's smaller, it's a good size. Um but yeah, what do you think about the whole redemption stuff? Like the 1 of 1
I mean,
and
I
then
think
the
it's
obviously
amazing.
300.
I think it's another, I mean, the odds are not in your favor, but it's still fun. It adds an aspect of the chase and like hunting for things. I mean, and it seems like Brian's going to continue to do this. And it's also like, it's cool because it's not something super gimmicky. I mean, it's like Lord of the Rings, dude. If you find that one, we're sending to you where they made the Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. Like it's kind of cool. And I love the aspect of the pixel getting the megapix. I mean, it's just funny. It's like you're getting these tiny ones. You can get a chase to get the huge one. And I think Brian also wanted to do that is because he wanted to make sure that everything had some sort of chase um and limited piece, like, because that's the difference between these, where on, and I don't know if this will be the case for Pixel, I don't think they've said it yet, but like with the Pop Mart products or even with Funko the Mystery Minis, they do give you the odds on the back for like all the different things that you can pull,
Yeah.
and I'm not sure if that's happening with these or it's just the chase is finding that gold one out of like 300 to redeem the megapix.
Yeah. Cause I mean, I think these, like, I think they're going to be like 1 of 6 type
Yeah, exactly.
things. And then, but the thing is, there's also, I believe, I don't know if that one that's at the bottom is like a special, just different character that you can pull, or is that the 300
I think
piece,
that's
like,
the
thing?
300 piece.
Okay. So they're not going to have like a seventh
Yeah,
one that's like
I don't think so, but I'm not 100% positive.
okay. So that'll be interesting to see because eh, to me, like what is exciting about blind boxes is that like they usually have 1 of 6, 1 of 4, 1 of 5, whatever, and then you'll get like a 1 of 72, 1 of 40, or whatever it is. Like you'll get some kind of harder one to get, which makes you kind of want to rip these more. But if this is like literally limited to 300, I'm assuming that's like a one in a lot. Like it's got to be. I mean, I would assume they're making a lot of these products,
You
but
would assume, but
yeah,
300 though, like, we don't know. 300 could be way more than we actually think too,
yeah,
based off of how many they're making. Because I mean,
Sure.
we don't know, and I'm sure they're not going to tell us on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a problem. But the other thing too, like even the packaging on those is immaculate. Like Ryan obviously has been about packaging. They look super cool. And like another thing I wanted to bring up that he mentioned, obviously, first started, we launched at New York Comic Con. You can only get them on their website. Then they branched out. They announced that they had their partners at Hot Topic and Box Lunch. Now you're gonna be able to get them at Barnes and Noble, GameStop, Entertainment Earth, and a few like smaller collectible stores are going to be able to get them from him as well.
Oh wow.
So we're going from zero to hero very quickly. I think they really believe in this new product lines. It's going to be more mass appeal than their original plan.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely the way to go, and I like it. I'm looking at the like the turtle stuff now and trying to look at like the side how you can pull. The only thing that kind of stinks is you only got Leonardo and Michelangelo, so
I agree. I find that to
no
be
Donatello and Raphael. Even though
weird.
like there's a silhouette that they put up of the 300 redeemable turtle, right? And it's obviously like a you see is like peace sign up or whatever. The silhouette on the side of like what the specialty one is that you can pull does look like Donatello though, however, because it looks like he has like a staff, like a long. So I wonder if like,
I think it's Leonardo because I think that's a sword.
or is it a sword? Oh,
I,
okay. So it looks like the
And
blue.
you know, once again, I
It's
don't
kind of
think
weird.
they mentioned this, so let us know if anyone does know in the comments below. But what's super cool is I'm pretty sure this Megapix, these are going to look like the ones that we loved at New York Comic Con that we saw that were teased. Like it's going to be a huge version
Yeah,
of
not a
just the
blue.
character. Yeah,
Yeah, not a
which is
blue.
also exciting. But I agree with you. I'm happy you pointed that out about the missing two of the turtles. Like I would have done that before the villains, or it's also okay, we're just going to get a series 2 type thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's probably.
Or
Yeah, it does
their
say
secret
secret.
rare.
They call it secret. So
Part of me is like, is there more to this that they haven't told people yet? Like maybe Donatello and Raphael are somehow included. I don't think so, but could be possible.
yeah, but I mean, we'll see. This is definitely something that I find to be exciting. Um, Let us know what you guys think, because if you feel like this is now going to bring you back into Thrilljoy, were you a fan of them before? Were you not? And does this get you kind of more excited? This seems like is generating a pretty good buzz out there on in social media and all the people obviously that were out there at the event this past weekend. Um, but I guess we'll see, kind of what comes of it. Another thing they announced at the event is obviously for San Diego Comic Con, which will be the weekend in July,
Yeah.
like 25th, 6th, etc. They're gonna have a party on the 25th. So they present the block party, it's called. So that's gonna be July 25th, and that's the Friday of San Diego Comic Con, and it didn't seem like, at least they didn't announce pricing or what the deal is going to be for that. So I guess we'll kind of see, which we'll talk about another event later with another company, which was a little different than this one, but at least it was just being announced, and we'll see what that means going forward. But obviously they're jumping on the we need to do events for cons train, like
Yep.
the one they used to do when they were at Funko, and then Funko kind of
Which
stopped
is
doing that
smart.
themselves.
I mean,
But yeah, I mean, they love building hype. I mean, one big thing about, and this is the same thing for Brian and Mike together, honestly, because we will talk about Rokimoto later, but they love giving away stuff. They love giving away things to
yes.
people. They love kind of, they're
Because at the
very,
end,
yeah, very, very, very much giving people. Like they
it's
like to
pretty
give to their
epic.
community. And it's pretty cool that they actually do that. But another thing about Thrilljoy, so their website has been something that we usually, like talk about and laugh about and whatever, with their posts and everything. But they obviously changed it up a little bit because now we got more products. You got
Yep.
Pix in there. You got Pix Panoramics, Pixel, Megapix, Apparel still around. Then you got new featured sections, so they'll put up new stuff. Obviously, they did announce more of the traditional panoramic pick style. A lot of like artist
Yeah,
ones and
going off the
stuff.
Van Gogh, like they're
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Mozart, like stuff like that. So that like which those are cool. That I feel like is what that should be for. It is very niche and like specific, but it makes sense to like the background and like the design of the frame and stuff, right? So it's kind of cool that they did that. But one thing I did want to talk about is on their site, they started off with a basically like a rewards program. They're calling it Club LE. Obviously, we all know Funkos. Funko came out with the fan rewards
Yeah.
a while back. However, what I will say that I do like about the Thrilljoy one is it's 1 for 1. So every dollar you spend, you get a point. So it seems pretty good. You obviously spend money on whatever you spend, you earn points right away for each dollar, and then you can redeem them for stuff. So they have a couple things that are similar to like Funkos, where you can enter into like
Raffles.
yeah, like raffles for stuff. You can enter into to win like a prototype. You can enter in what happened? I had all of them here and now
There's
they went away.
coupons, free shipping, a free bucket hat, a free Thrilljoy tee,
Yeah.
um, a
Those are
free
like the free products. Oh,
panoramics.
here it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
pretty
front of
cool.
the line SDCC raffle, prototype of a Pix, $10 off coupon, free shipping, and then you can start getting like actual products and stuff. Well, the bucket hat, you got to spend $500 to get the bucket hat. By the way, Thrilljoy T-shirt, $500 as well. To get a Pix Panoramics, you can get that's 1,000 points, aka $1,000. And then this is the one I really was wanted to talk about. So the lifetime front of the line pass. Now, when we went to the panel the first time, the announcement when it was at New York Comic Con, and it was the
Yeah,
conception of the company, right? They gave these away. I don't remember how many, maybe 2 or 3 or so, but they gave them away. They actually, one person we know pretty well actually got one, JKL, awesome, which is pretty funny. It was like behind us. And it was
Thrilljoy
a
Seeker got one too.
yeah, which we didn't really know him at the time,
No,
but yeah,
no, but
we
it's
did see
crazy
that
that
he
we
got
know
one.
two people.
I know, right? So they have literally a pass that if they ever go to an event, they can skip the line. They're allowed to go right to the front, et cetera, et cetera. Like we kind of didn't know if that was going to be a thing that would be useful. But regardless, it's a pretty cool thing to have. But if you want to win one, you can. It's 10,000 points. I mean, you have to spend $10,000 on Thrilljoy, which I mean, technically is not that hard because some of the stuff is pricey. But $10,000 will get you that pass, which to me it seems a little excessive. But I guess they don't really want to give it away like
Agreed. I
easily.
look at it as
So
like, you know what? If someone's going to spend that kind of money and that's what they wanted to redeem it as,
yeah,
why not? Like, I
insane.
actually, I think the rewards program is great. I have nothing bad to say about Thrilljoy, and I hope I never do again. I'm waiting for people to come at me in the comments because, like, I'm so happy with what they did, and I really hope it works for them. Another thing that they even did, which we kind of forgot to talk about, like how you mentioned like those insane giveaways that they're giving out. So like one thing that they did at the panel was which is another thing that's super cool. You go to panels sometimes at these cons and like not everyone gets the free stuff. Everyone there got the new picks of Blue with the WonderCon bag,
Hmm.
and but no one was allowed to open it till the end. And it was like, if you do, you'll be disqualified from this contest. So they all like, they're making, whether you like it or not, the whole tear the thrill, they reveal the seal. Like it's like their new gimmick, and they like did that with everyone. And then there was the one, like you mentioned before, the 101 that was gold.
Hmm.
A little girl pulls it, brings it up on stage, and Brian offers her. I just thought of it because of the price of this,
Hmm.
10K because that's another thing that's kind of cool. Where Brian, he's like, it's a 101. Like, I don't even have one. Like, it's truly, I'm not lying about these piece counts. He's like, I want to bring it back to Thrilljoy. I'll give you $10,000. Which wild is the dad and the kid said no, which is insane. But of course, everyone was going
Yeah.
wild. People on the stage were like, "Don't take the money, don't take the money." But the fact that he was going to do that is just wild in itself with the giveaways.
Yeah. No, I mean, we laughed and joked about it, and we both were like, I would have took that money and ran easily, easily. But yeah, I mean, that was the same thing about giving and just being really about the community and stuff, which was really cool that he actually was doing that kind of stuff. Um, but yeah, it's a lot more exciting now. It's something that, you know, like it's definitely getting on our good side now
Yeah.
because they are making changes, whether it's because they listen to us, probably not, but or they're just listening to people in general. They're realizing, you know what,
Yep.
something's not working, let's change it. I love that. Like that means that they're not going
Agreed.
to just beat it to the ground, and they know what they want to be successful. Obviously, he wants to be successful, but he's listening to the community at least, and he's doing stuff for collectors.
And obviously, Brian's working behind the scenes all the time. The
Mhm.
one thing I will say is, like, now after seeing him be at this con, he also did an exclusive interview with the Gasselcast, who he loves them now, and they're actually both two new members of the fan advisory board, which is interesting because I think they need people like them on that fan advisory board. I'm actually just kind of happy about that. But what I'm getting at here is Brian needs to show more face, in my opinion, for the company. Whenever he's around, people are super excited. They're loving it. And, you know, he's never been the Mike, as we've talked about multiple times, and we'll even talk about that more in a few minutes. But he still just has like a cool presence. You could tell he loves the brand, and you could tell even still, like, he started this company because he was upset with the way Funko ultimately went at the end of his tenure, and he wants to do what he wants to do. And I just really want him to continuously tell people that who aren't. We know that. All the Thrilljoy fanboys and fangirls know that. But like when you have someone like that just always having a presence, I think it's only going to benefit the company. I don't know if you agree, but
No, I do. I just wonder if he needs to, like, I wonder if someone else needs to buy the company and he steps to that role. And because I feel like
yeah, maybe
him being like the top right
he needs
now
someone
is
else
like
helping
he's
him more.
doing other I'm sorry. He's doing other stuff that's keeping him behind the scenes and keeping him whatever, right? And it's like we feel like he's not going to be Mike. He's not all out there jumping,
Yeah,
being proud, whatever. But like he's clearly got his hands in a lot of stuff, and he's, you know, creating things and he's doing stuff. But like you said, yeah, I totally agree that like when he's at events, it's exciting for people, even though if he's not super rambunctious or whatever. Like he just brings like a fun, exciting like aura with him, anyways. So like people get
his
excited
stage
for
presence
stuff.
is completely underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, he speaks well, and
Yeah,
yeah, and you can tell, you can hear the passion all the time when it comes to what he's talking about. But I just feel like maybe he needs
you're right. That's
that person. You know what
probably
I'm saying?
why.
So
But
that is probably what I see. Like maybe he's just going to be at events. Maybe we won't see them all the time, you know. And it's interesting, but some of the stuff they do, we don't love kind of on that end of things, but I like what they're doing here with the products, I like what they're doing with
agreed.
this rewards thing, even. Oh, another thing about the rewards thing, by the way, if you purchase anything from Thrilljoy in the past, even though this is a brand new program, you will have those points in there for what you've spent in the past.
Which is super
Because
nice.
yeah, because the only purchase I've ever gotten is on launch day, which was 2 of the picks, and I was able to, like, that amount went into points right now. So that's actually kind
And
of
if
cool.
you buy products starting like yesterday when the panel was, I don't remember the exact date Chris has said, but let's just say it was a week, you get double the points.
Oh, nice.
Which is super. I mean, once again, that's super cool. Um, yeah, I mean, I think this new direction for them is. I'm super excited, and I'm definitely shilling for Thrilljoy again.
I'll still be excited from a distance. That's kind of the way I look
You
at it.
need the. He said a lot of horrors coming.
Well, see, there hasn't been anything like that. So like,
It's funny. You need to watch the. It's interesting. He gave a lot of nice exclusives to the Gasolcast because one thing he kind of said in there, which got me like, oh my god, he mentioned Star Wars Celebration so
really,
nonchalantly. And I was like, okay, we're getting all those. I know in the beginning people were like, oh, will Thrilljoy ever get like the Marvels and the Disneys and the Star Wars?
hmm
Like, yeah, we're getting those, in my opinion. Which I know some people dog on the way like the figures look. I like the way they look. Like, I like the eyes. I mean, once again, it's Pop 2.0. It's what it is. Which
yeah,
that's not a bad thing.
no, no, actually looked like I like them better because they look more like a soda than a pop, and I actually love sodas, so
Yes,
that to me was a good thing. But yeah, so Throwjoy kind of back, I guess we'll see. I thought it was kind of funny because I was talking to we had Tony Ann just
yeah,
recently on, and obviously she she spoke her piece in the sense of like she wasn't the biggest like Thrilljoy
wasn't for
fan in the
her,
sense that
but
it wasn't for
yeah,
her. It was too big. It just didn't fit, and that's what a lot of people were saying. But she kind of did laugh about like, oh, I'm gonna have to eat my words because now they're coming out with small products. They're doing literally exactly what we
yeah,
were saying that people didn't like. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see where this goes going forward and what other products they'll come out with, like lines and stuff like that. But the other, company out in the streets right now, new boy, is of course Rokimoto. And we spoke about them. We spoke about them a few times. Spoke about the event. We actually talked with Tony Ann about that because Miniso was a big thing because this
yes,
is like the blind box, people. Like this is the ones that usually do this well, which is funny that now Thrilljoy's doing it. So Mike started this company straight up being that. They're these ramen
straight up.
cups. He's got original characters. They said they were going to have IP stuff. Now we're going to start to see that. But it's all based off of this concept of a ramen cup, rip the top, take the figure out of the blind bag, see if you get the chase. Yeah,
The slur
the
prize.
patches. Yeah, the surprise. You get the patches, and then you get the patches inside like the little seasoning pack stuff. So yeah, so it's been exciting. It's cool, but now we're getting more information because at WonderCon, sorry, they also had a panel, and during this panel, we got to see a couple things. One is the national launch officially is now April 11th, so we've been kind of
Yes.
hinting towards that was coming soon. Well, now we have it officially. So April 11th in Miniso stores, you will start seeing the actual wave one because now they call them in waves.
Yep.
We'll tell you why. Wave one of the product, which is what we know as those main characters:
That we've
Leo,
seen.
Babu,
Kit.
Axolotl, and yeah.
Yeah.
So now, what I thought was exciting is obviously they had this panel, so they were probably going to talk about what's coming next, right? And we got a wave two, a wave three, a wave four, a wave five, which has a special one, which we'll talk about when we get to five, and even another potential IP that's going to be coming out later on. And this is a mix of some IP stuff and some
His
original
characters.
So actually pretty excited for like these wave of stuff. And we could start off, I guess, with wave two. So wave two is kind of an extension of wave one.
Yep.
We're gonna get a couple more Leos, like two different versions of him, two different versions of Babu, the female character, and then we're now gonna get two brand new characters that we brand new in the sense of we haven't gotten them in figure,
But
but
we've
we've
seen them.
seen them everywhere. Like
They're
Charlie
even
talked
on.
about,
They're
they're on the
even on.
windows,
Yeah.
they're everywhere, and it, of course, is Mapache. I don't know how to say it, but that I believe is a raccoon
Yep.
character, and then the lion, which we did see that, is Yuki. So, what are your thoughts on this
I mean,
wave?
dude, I love these. I don't. Which I like. It's weird because I'm sure I didn't think I would, and I'm sure I feel like even you guys probably didn't. I know you would assume I love Mike, but you probably also wouldn't have thought that I would like. There's just something
No,
about these that I just look at them. They make me happy. It's kind of weird. Like, I'm all about the Rokimoto vibe. Like, you want to talk about something else? Like, I don't know if you were able to see any people post some of the videos of that panel. I mean, it was just like
Yeah, it was,
electric.
people were screaming. Yeah,
I mean, and no shade against the Thrilljoy panel because that panel was awesome too. But like, there's just something about the energy that Mike brings, which I know we talk about it all the time. I just like, I'm upset I wasn't at the Thrilljoy panel, but like, I kind of have serious FOMO that I wasn't at the Rokimoto panel. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. And these characters are growing on me, and like, I really feel, even though it's another thing too, not to compare the two, because I love the character Blue, and I love the original characters, and that's another thing. Not to go back to Thrilljoy, Brian also teased on the Gasolcast that we'll be getting at San Diego Comic-Con new friends, which I think is cool. Like, I think they need that, but I like that Mike went right off the gate
Hmm.
with, he's building his IP. Like, that's the other thing that I like. In a few years from now, if Rokimoto's still going strong, I really feel like this is going to be the Freddy, the Franny, the Proto, and then we're going to be getting all those other IPs and all these other characters dressed up as other stuff. So that's why, like, I like them. I think it's cool. Like, I think they're going to mean more after it's an established brand, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, when you see this, like we've already seen after this, right now we're gonna get these wave two. We're now gonna have seen 4 different Leos and 4 different Babu, right?
Yeah.
So clearly, like they're giving us that character. They're the 2 main characters. They're the 2 like people characters because the rest are all animals so far, and they're obviously making it like trying to create that vibe. And like I don't want to keep saying like yeah the Freddy Franny thing,
Yeah,
but
agreed.
like it is very like their mascot, right? Like we want
Yep.
to push what their mascot is. But it's funny because he did Freddy and it was Freddy for years and that was
Yeah.
all it was. Franny
Yes.
just came out. So like he's actually coming out with multiple characters and making sure that they're getting established and they have different variations and different outfits and whatever. And then these little animal characters are cute and cool and like they look fun and they fit the whole Japanese style of like the whole like design aspect that they're doing. And the colors are super bright and like it's obviously something that like kids can like and even adults can like he's really like doing a good
Yes.
job of the mix. um the only thing, and we'll
I
talk
know what
about
you're
the
going to
other
say. I
waves,
know exactly what you're going to
but the
say.
only thing that I'm not a fan of is the slurp prize, the chase, let's
I
say,
agree.
quote unquote,
I'm
right?
cool with you saying that.
And I'm okay with that they have that. I think that's fun. Obviously, it makes it more exciting because it's like a mystery. What will you pull out? But every single one is the same. And what I mean by that is you're getting the generic one standing, holding something or whatever they might be doing, and sometimes they're holding like ramen. But then the chase one is always them sitting with the ramen bowl in their lap, which I mean it's their thing. So I guess he's just gonna keep doing it because it's their thing. But I don't know if I like love that so much. I don't know. I don't want to be like super picky. Like if I got that over the other one, like I wouldn't like hate it. It's not like some sodas where I'm like, if I got the chase, I'd rather have the common. That would happen sometimes. It's not that. It's just I kind of wish they did something a little bit more unique with each one. And I'm sure this is an easier way to do it and whatever. But um if it's what it's supposed to be, it's a slur prize. So I guess they have to kind of be doing that. So I guess that's why they don't really call it like a chase
Yep.
necessarily. So I can't really, complain too much because it's
It
not really
fits the
supposed to be
theme.
just a chase. But yeah.
Yeah, but I do agree with you because it's always cool to pull the chaser, the slip prize, but I like I like the commons better. Which, not to like, hate on that, because I don't. Once again, I love these, but I 100% agree with you. I do wish there was a little bit more variation, but maybe it truly is just because, like what you said, it just goes along with the theme of
Yeah.
this product, and we're gonna get
And
other
that's fine.
products from Mike. Like,
That's fine. And that's what I'm saying. I don't hate it. I'm not like,
yes,
I don't love, like, oh my God, these are amazing. I just think it's like, all right, cool. So that's what it is. You just get a sit down surprise. They're eating the ramen. But yeah, we're getting a lot of these though. And this is becoming pretty cool in the sense of like there's a lot of products coming out. It's a lot of waves that are being announced. They're not obviously all out yet. The official stuff hasn't even come out until April 11th. So I do like the way they're doing that. Whereas one of the criticisms, not to keep comparing it to them, but this whole episode was probably going to be a lot of comparing back and forth
Yep.
with these two companies. When Thrilljoy came out with stuff, they just came out with so much at once that we all said this was too much.
Agreed.
And I think it was exciting, but it was too much. It was overwhelming. So now Mike's coming out with these core characters, and he's like slowly throwing in extra ones and then coming out with new waves, and now transitioning over to IPs, which this kind of goes to tell you we've had an episode where we said, do the IPs mean they're going to be literally characters that are
Yeah.
inside ramen, or does that mean he makes a whole new product? And maybe down the line he'll do a whole new product, but right now it's these ramen surprise
Yeah.
design figures that are going to be a mini. So that's really what he's going with, and he's just expanding it out. So now we got a wave 3, and wave 3 is going to be Astro Boy, which now this really goes to show you that Mike really did
Loves
love
Astro
Astro Boy. Because of course we had him in the Funko side of things, whether it was Pops, multiple different ones, and
It was one of the Jumbo Chans.
Jumbo Chan, yeah, exactly. One of the Jumbo Chans that came out was Astro Boy. So wave 3 is going to be Astro Boy. We are getting 3 characters for this. So Astro Boy himself, Uran, which is like a female-looking Astro Boy character, and then an animal character, which funny enough, Kimba, which looks like it's like a little mouse or something. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the Astro Boy stuff? I'm not an Astro Boy fan.
Me
so
either,
it's not
but once again, they look fun. Like, I hate that it's so like to be generic, but like he is putting the fun in his name as Funmaker Inc. Like, they're just the one thing I do love is like they're still, Asian influenced, Japanese inspired.
Yeah.
And once again, I don't know enough about Astro Boy, but it's kind of cool where, like you said, we have the male character, the female character, the animal character. It's kind of like he may love it so much that he was inspired by the characters from this to make his original characters. Yeah, I mean, I like them. I mean, it's not my favorite IP, but once again, I think they're cool.
Yeah.
And another thing too, it's official. They're $14.99. And I think that's extremely fair price for these. Which just goes to being like anyone can get really anyone they want for their collection. You can be a completionist, kind of. You can just get one here and there, and like you don't really feel that bad about it if you can, have the extra money to collect, which I like.
Yeah, and they're a generic product, like they're not numbered.
Yes.
So like, yeah, you have rarities of pulling the surprise one, but they're basically common releases. And I'm assuming with these waves, they eventually would maybe just stop making them. That would be the smart thing. And then come out with a new wave. So then the other stuff becomes collectible and hard to get, and maybe you got to buy it somewhere else, whatever. Whereas it's just always available. I think if it comes out with a bunch of waves, eventually it's going to be too much stuff. So it just kind of almost makes sense that will happen, where it slowly stop making the earlier waves.
You bring that up because I completely agree with you. And like people get so bogged down in like the limited edition numbers, but if he does that, it doesn't need to be limited edition numbers because they make a certain batch and they're done, just like Funko was in the beginning. I mean, we both have grails of common pops, but they stopped making them
numbered. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did that. So obviously, maybe he already knows that's what he wants to do because Funko's not necessarily doing that fully anymore. But yeah, this is a cool one. Obviously, like you said, Asian inspired. Like even the writing, like on all of the cups, you got that like Japanese writing and stuff on there. So like that's cool. Like,
and they're all the
artwork
same
and
but different too. The cups,
yeah, like, colors change up a little bit, and yeah. Then we got wave 4, which this was one of the IPs that we did hear about that was going to be coming out. Not gonna lie, different than what I thought they were going to do.
In a good or bad way?
Because in a bad way.
Okay.
Not in a bad way. It's not bad, but I thought they were going to do something different, which I think would have been more exciting. And it's, if you're going to call it Peanuts, how are we not getting any other characters besides Snoopy? You get what I'm saying? So
Yes,
like
I do. I
to
am surprised
me,
by that.
because to me, Snoopy's like Snoopy. Snoopy is a big deal. Obviously, he's part of Peanuts, clearly, but it's like Snoopy, right? So whenever I hear Peanuts, like Funko did it with sodas, you hear the Peanuts soda cooler bag that came out, right? You're gonna get like the kids. You're gonna get different
I think I
characters.
may know why, but continue your thought.
Okay. So we'll talk about that because there has to probably be a reason. But either way, we're getting four different Snoopies. So we're getting a regular Snoopy, we're getting a camp Snoopy, we're getting a space Snoopy, and then we're getting a Joe Cool Snoopy, which sounds pretty cool. Again, all pretty much the same, just like a different outfit, hat, glasses, whatever. And then the Slurp prize is literally the same thing, Snoopy, with that design, just sitting down with the Robin. So this is why we were saying like this is literally the surprise thing is clearly going to just be an ongoing thing that's the same um version of it's just them sitting down eating. But what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I like the way these look, and my reasoning I think that they don't have other characters is because they're human, and they're not going to make Charlie Brown look Asian. Where not, I mean, I actually think that's why. If I'm being completely honest, because we need to wait and see if there's ever becomes another IP where that could be challenged. But
Yeah,
I'm
well,
gonna,
because like Astro Boy kind of
yeah, it is.
looks like the way it really looks. Yeah.
I'm assuming you can't mess with the way the Peanuts look. And Mike probably didn't want to just like it works with Snoopy, but if he was to make a Charlie Brown, I mean, how much different is it than any other, like you said, the Peanut sodas or any other like Super
Mhm.
7 Peanuts figure? I mean, I'm legitimately just thinking about this right now on the spot. I wasn't before, but after you and I talking about it, I'm assuming that's probably why.
Yeah, and totally would make sense. I just think I think Snoopy Peanuts, they're calling it whatever, in general was a interesting one when he was going the Asian Japanese inspired like route because Astro Boy kind of fits that. Obviously the original characters all fit into that. And one of the lines that we're going to talk about, I guess we can mention it now just because it fits perfectly now. Godzilla also will fit that like that whole
So real
world.
quick though, Snoopy is extremely popular in Japan.
Oh, okay. Snoopy, the character itself.
Correct. I think
Okay,
the
so then
Peanuts
he
are in
knows what he's
general.
doing there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that could be
So it
another
doesn't have to
reason why.
necessarily be from there. It doesn't have to be inspired by that. It could just be big there, essentially.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's a smart thing to do. If it is, then he knows what he's doing, obviously, because this is
Uh,
being sold at Miniso. So it's like we know
yes.
that's the type of clientele they're getting. We know like those collectors who they are, and yeah, because Snoopy will be a big hit then for them. They're getting four different ones, so they can just kind of get one of each. Um, but yeah, like I mentioned quickly, Godzilla obviously is kind of one of the teased IPs. We don't have like we just have that
Any
it's coming.
images? Yeah.
So no images yet. Kind of like what they did with Peanuts the last event when they were like, "Oh, we're going to be getting that." So same kind of thing. But this last one I did want to talk about a little bit
Super.
because
Yeah.
this is very exciting, and it's cool that you're doing this. This is wave 5, so now this will be the 5th wave that's going to be coming out, and this is going to be back to the original characters. So it's going to be Leo specifically and Babu again. They're going to be obviously dressed or has a different character, which they've been doing with all these other wave 1 and 2. And then we're also going to get an animal. So they're introducing a new animal. However, there's of the 3, you have 3 options for each, and they're making it a fan vote to see which one they're going to make. And this, I love. I
I
love
think
that
this
they're
is
getting
amazing.
us involved and they're getting people to figure out like which one do you like most. It's funny that when I saw that picture pop up of the Leo one specifically, I was just like, where's CJ's? Where's all the characters he's created? Because those should be on the top of the list.
Agreed.
But we got 3 of each, so we can kind of run through. If you want to run through the Leos, the
Yeah.
options that you can basically
The thing
get.
that's amazing about these, I mean, these another thing clearly Mike loves. So we have Leo as a pirate.
Yeah,
We have Leo basically as a guy from Big Boy. Like I mean, just someone working in a restaurant,
yeah,
or a
like a
chef.
restaurant worker, right?
And then we have the Shohei Otani version
Dude,
of
I thought it
Leo.
was Shohei. I swear to
Um,
God, when I saw that fat
I
Shohei.
I just once again I completely agree with you. I think having us fans vote is super cool, and I actually love all 3 of these options. I think they're super cool. my vote would be for C right now. I would probably pick. I think the
Yeah.
baseball player is cool, and obviously, some people may not know this if they're not sports fans. I mean, baseball, another thing, just like he
Oh
knows
yeah,
about Snoopy,
Japan,
baseball Japan is huge. So,
huge.
like, it's just, yeah, super cool.
Yeah, I agree. I would probably say, I mean, we're pretty
We love
biased being
baseball,
big
but yeah,
baseball fans, but that would probably be the one. And I mean, I love Pirates as well, though. So
me
like
too.
the Pirate one is
I
super
want them all.
cool. Like they look great. Like, yeah, they should just make all of these. And it's funny, the second one. So like, yeah, big boy restaurant guy, whatever. When I first saw this, I actually thought it was a sailor. But
Okay.
now that you said what it is, I could see it being more of that than a sailor. But I just thought maybe, oh, it's like a sailor character, Navy, that kind of
Yep.
thing. But either way, they're all pretty cool, and obviously you can vote for them, and then we'll see which one wins. I'm interested to see which one will,
I
because
agree.
I have my thoughts on like obviously which one we like the most, but because we'll see. But then they're doing the same thing with Babu, and with her, we're getting kind of like a samurai style version of her, pretty cool. We're getting like a space kind of interesting, like space and
Yeah.
galactic style one. And then we're getting her inside of like it looks like maybe like a monster dinosaur type lizard or something
Yeah, lizard.
outfit. Yeah, maybe like a lizard. With her, because we've seen her in outfits in other ones, like animal outfits already. So it's like kind of like that's what I'm doing with her. So again, you can vote for which of the baboos you're gonna get. And then the last one is the animals.
Yeah,
So
so we're
three
getting,
original animals,
yeah,
right?
3 original animals. One that's kind of like a pink tiger.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a frog, and then we're getting a hamster.
I think it's hamster, which we've seen already. He's been
Oh, he's
in
been,
like video art
and he's
pictures.
been on some of the cups.
CJ's made him in his little thing. Yeah, so like that character kind of somewhat exists, just not in figure, I
I
guess.
also feel like all these will eventually be made.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, if like unless like they do this vote and one of them just not getting any votes at all, and maybe like, yeah,
Yeah,
maybe we don't make that.
which is
But
also
this is a
brilliant.
smart way. Yes, a very smart way to do it. Um, Obviously you want to come out with stuff that you want and you think people will like, but this is a perfect way to like literally what do people really want? And if people love two different things, all right, we got to make both of these, and that's a great way to do it. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Like, first of all, what do you guys, if you guys vote, we'll pop it up obviously the options, but what would you guys go for, and what do you think of the idea in general of what they're doing with these new waves and kind of where they're going? I'm excited for the Rokimoto stuff. I'm not back to like the beginning stuff that you said. I'm also not like a person that would probably have liked this, and I still don't like love it.
Yep.
I really like it, but I don't love it. Because it's one of those products. It's like, it's not really for me type of thing. But
But it
I
becomes for
don't
you.
hate it. I don't. Yeah, I don't hate it. And if there is something that will like, it's a product that if there's a character or there's something that I'm like really a fan of, I'll get it. It won't keep me away from getting it. If that makes any sense.
Yes, makes
Um.
total sense.
So, and obviously, I like the whole blind box thing, and I like that aspect of it. So, like anything like that's pretty cool. So, um, that'll be interesting to see how it,
And
how it
another
does,
cool
and when
thing,
these waves start coming out.
and another cool thing about these, which once again, if anyone, I have one of them.
Yeah.
And like they also are, if you have kids or whatever, they're good to get for a kid too, which I do like. Not that I don't get my son involved in all of my collecting habits, but like I much rather give him one of these than I would a Funko Pop or like a Pix.
Yeah. Well, yeah, price obviously is one big thing. And then like back to the limited thing. Like they're not really limited. Like it's
No.
not
And I
like you can just get another one if
they're
you needed to,
light
you know?
and like they're I think
Yeah, I still
Mike
haven't
is on
seen
to
one in
something.
person.
Yeah,
So
I can't wait for you to see one
hopefully I'm
because you're
able
gonna be
to.
like, you're gonna be shocked. I mean, I obviously have now warned you, but when I held it, I was like, "Is this in my hand?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're just so used to the other products that we
yeah,
we get. Um but like Thrilljoy, Rokimoto will also be at San Diego Comic-Con,
yes.
and they will have an event. Theirs is going to be the 26th, so this is Saturday, and it's called Dreams. This is interesting. So it presents Dreams on the 26th at the Wyndham San Diego Bayside. So it's going to be there at the hotel. They put up a picture. It's the back
So it's
of
random.
yeah, Leo, Babu, and then the little penguin, and they're in like sleeping pajama outfits on the clouds facing the other way. So it's like, what does this mean? Like, very, very interesting. It's a little odd. But the thing about this event, this was a paid ticketed event, general
Yeah.
admission, $100, which I'm assuming you're gonna get some stuff. I would hope if you're paying
We're
$100, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get the
So you got to have a
box of
bag or
fun.
some kind of box or something that you're gonna have. But it's $100, which exactly that was the price point for the launch event. Um, and these tickets are already gone.
They're done.
So
Yeah.
they were actually given out to people that were at this previous panel at WonderCon. I'm assuming they pretty much all bought them all, but I think it was 650 tickets. So 650, which is that's a good amount of people. Like that's pretty big.
Shows the power of Mike.
Yeah. And that's gone. So that all sold out. So if you got to go get those tickets, good luck, because that seems like it's going to be pretty exciting, pretty cool to see what's to come for San Diego. It makes me excited for New York because we're not getting Funko events anymore in New York, and it's pissing us off. So maybe we'll be getting these Thrilljoy events. Maybe we'll be getting these Funmaker events in Rokimoto, and we'll have an opportunity to go to these because we did go to the Thrilljoy panel, and that was fun. And they had giveaways and stuff too. So
it's funny though, you bring up the events because I mean I know we're gonna transition into our our favorite company Funko, but one thing that's also I liked, Mike and Brian definitely coordinated their events around different days during San Diego Comic-Con, Friday and Saturday, which also means if Funko's having nothing, or if they are, Mike and Brian are going head to head with Funko.
With one of them,
which is kind of I love it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I feel like they're not gonna.
I agree. I feel like they're just not gonna have anything, which like is just slowly more gonna suck the soul out of that company. Which I feel like we can transition over into Funko.
Yeah, we'll transition to Funko because that's the last of the three big companies and topics that we're going to talk about today. But the Funko one's obviously lesser and it's not as exciting, but they were obviously at WonderCon. We saw a lot of people, influencers and stuff that were there. Couple pops that were kind of popular and like big deal. They had the voices actually of the 2-pack of my God, what are they called? Fairly Odd Parents. They were there, so like they were doing stuff to kind of try to make it a little better, I guess. But we're gonna speak. We're not even gonna speak about that. So we're gonna speak about something. I mean, it kind of ties to that because it was some of the pops that were there.
Yes,
but they did introduce this new. And we haven't talked about this yet, but a limited edition list. And I don't want to hate on it in the sense of like we've been kind of calling for something like this in the sense of like we're like they're not doing limited edition stuff anymore. They don't have piece counts like they used to. Everything's just so mass produced and common, and I don't want us to like feel like we're going against that because we totally do want stuff like that, and it would make sense. But the way they're coming out with this is kind of interesting. So it's really very specific, very broken down, and we'll just kind of run through it. But the picture will pop up if you're watching here on YouTube. If you're on the podcast, obviously come over to YouTube so you can see it a little better, but we'll kind of walk through it as much as we can. But what they're doing is they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiers essentially of limit to their pops. So it's not just like the comment stuff. It goes anywhere from 9,500 at the highest down to 99 at the lowest, which obviously that's very low. The first tier is this Supreme? Yeah, Supreme. They all have a name too. So limited edition Supreme, it's 7,501 to 9,500. So anywhere that is in that range is going to cost $20 for the pop, and it's going to be like shared exclusives and stuff like that. Then we got limited edition Elite, which is 7,500 and then down to 5,001. So anything from over 5,000 to 7,500, same kind of thing, $20, very similar, but you're going to have like fan rewards availability with this and the retailers. And then this is where things get juicy, right?
Oh yeah, super juicy.
Everything under 5,000, which is the next 6 tiers, is gonna come with a pop protector included. We saw this already because a lot of people, Sidekick Inc., CJ had a
Yep.
great video. Top Pops had a great video showing some of the pops that were at the con. Tin Toy was a big one because that one was a 5,000 piece. So that fit
Yes.
perfectly into this section. And it came in a like hard stack. It's like a Funko hard stack. It's not like a pop armor shield or anything, but
No, it's the
it
same
was a
ones.
it was that Funko arms. The only difference is they do have a stamp on it
Yes.
on the top, and it says authentic Funko limited edition, like a seal kind of thing at the top, which I think that's pretty cool. Like it makes it a little different. Like, okay, this was special. This is obviously called limited edition ultra, and these are going to be $25. And that was a big thing when they talked about the tin toy, that it was $25. And you bought that one, right? Like the shared one. I don't know
I
if you
did.
know the website.
It's the Funko Pop only one I got. Which so
And is it
I will see what
was
it
it
looks
the
like.
same price point and it still was limited, even though it's
Yeah,
not a con
they
sticker?
start. It was $25, which I thought was
Mhm.
whack. But then this list came out.
But you get the case. This is an ultra. Come on, bro. You're getting
Yeah,
top,
I'll let
top
you
of the
fit.
line.
I'll let you finish your target.
Top of the line. But yeah, then it kind of goes up from there. So we'll run through the rest really quick. So we got limited edition royalty. That's 3,500 to 2,501. That again is $30. Then we got legendary, which is anything from 1,000 to 2,500. That's $40 for that pop. We have the Grail, which is going to be anything from 500 to 999, and that's a $50 pop. The Mythic is 100 to 499, so pretty limited, $60. And then the highest one you can get is called an Ultimate, which is 99 piece max. So I guess technically it could be less. And signed. So these are like autograph pop. And this is anywhere from 100 to $200. I don't know if they're all signed. Maybe that's why it's the range from 100 to
Yeah, that's
200.
what I'm assuming.
That's what I'm assuming, right? Maybe if you just get a 99 piece, it might be $100. If you get one to sign, it might be $200. Again, all of those come with Pop Shield Protector, and from Grail and up, it's just straight fan rewards availability. So you're not getting them really at retailers like you will with the rest going down. But yeah, a lot there. Again, if you're just listening to this, try to come over to
Come on to the YouTube
watch
channel.
so you can kind of see a little bit better. But essentially, there's multiple levels. The rarities of it are gonna make the pop cost more. What do you think about this?
I don't like this. I'm gonna be very blunt. And I'm gonna give all my reasons why. But yes, we first started off like yes, we were asking for something like this, but I don't think this is what the collectors were actually asking for. We wanted limited edition pieces like our boy Brian's doing over at Thrilljoy. And you just happen to get those, and we're not making us pay more money for them. That's like one thing I do not like. And I know some people will come back with the argument, well, they're gonna not get to use that mold as much, so it's gonna cost them more money. I mean, Funko is a huge company. They shouldn't be throwing the cost onto their customers like this, in my opinion. I just like, you're paying for something to be limited or special. It's not just going to become limited for the fun of the hunt or the chase. Another thing I don't like is how they've now intertwined themselves with the levels of the NFTs. Like,
Yeah, the
maybe
names and stuff.
someone could think that's cool, but like, I don't like that they're blended now. And the names are just whack. Like Ultimate, in my opinion, is I don't like that they did the Mythic, the Grail, the Legendary, the Royalty, because like the Royalty
royalty
it
doesn't
has
make
its
any
own
sense.
name. It's just, I don't like this. And I also think they're extremely naive. Like, I hate to say this, but I think Funko thinks everyone's probably gonna think this is the greatest thing ever, and we listen to you. And it's just so funny we're talking about this in the same episode. Once again, I'm gonna give my Thrilljoy their flowers they deserve. They listened, and they really listened. Like, I don't see this as like, we want more limited pieces. This is what we do. They've always had limited pieces of Funko. They cost the exact same price. I don't like that they're gatekeeping it by prices. And like, I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I like the idea of how they had like tiers, and I like the idea. I don't like the names that they chose, but I
Yeah,
like the idea
agreed. I
that they
like the
had
tiers.
names, right? It doesn't look like this is what they are, but these should be stickers or they should be imprinted on the boxes. Things like that, I like. It
Yeah,
looks like they're not doing that, so it's kind of like dumb. But I feel like on that tin toy, it should, if you're going with these names, even though we don't love the names, it should say limited edition ultra, and that should be on the
agreed.
actual box, or it should be whether it's a sticker or on the box. Because now there's putting stuff on the box too. Like the 5,000 pieces isn't a sticker; it's on the box. So like choose one, but whatever. If you do one or the other,
Yeah,
so like that aspect of it, don't hate it. I hate also the included pop protector thing. All right, cool. You
yeah,
want to
agreed.
say, hey, you have a higher tier thing, we're gonna give you a pop shield. That's fine, a protector or whatever. I think the pricing is crazy.
It's crazy.
I don't think it makes any sense. I think maybe you can get away with the fact saying that if anything is limited, it's gonna be maybe 25 or $20. Maybe you put it there. But if it's 5,000, it's 25, and if it's 100, it's 60. That doesn't make sense.
No.
Like that completely defeats the purpose of you guys as a company. Like you're supposed to sell these products whether they're limited or not to collectors. If you're able to get it right away, you got it. Now you have a piece of something that may be worth more money, whether you want to flip it, sell it, or just hold on to it and it just gains value. It's not because you bought it for more money, because now if you buy a 100-piece Funko Pop for $60, what's the value of it now? Like, are
Yeah,
you gonna try to double or triple it just because you bought it for 60 and not retail? Like that just to me doesn't make any sense. And it takes away from like what Funko always was. Like, think about it this way. You have San Diego Comic-Con, which clearly they're not really doing anymore, but these boxes of fun with Freddy's, right? And those were the Freddy's
oh
that we would
god,
get that had 100 piece, 50
happy you're
piece,
saying this.
200 piece, whatever it was, right? Those pops weren't sold anymore. Like, yeah, you paid for a box because you got multiple pops, but you didn't even pay the price that you're paying for a 99 piece, right? And you were getting 3 pops or 4 pops for a little while. And it's
Yeah,
like those were the numbered ones. Now to get numbered pops, you're telling people that have already been complaining about price points, the economy, a lot of different aspects to it. People aren't collecting as much as they did in the past. When a soda went up to $18, when a pop went up a couple dollars, like those were big deals. Now you think someone's going to be okay with spending 50, 60, or even $100 for a pop because now it's limited, and that's how you're gonna kind of come out with the, oh well, guess what, we're still doing limited stuff. I don't know if anyone likes this at all. I'm trying to look through the comments. I don't see anyone really being like, oh my god, this is amazing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I think there's a mix of stuff here that works. I
I
think,
have a
like I
great comment
said,
to read once you're done with your thought.
okay, like I said, making it like the fact that is limited should be your tiered above. I'm okay with that. I rather that then I don't want to keep bashing Funko right now, but then the like special pops that were like $40 because they have a little bit more detail, like whatever bullshit that they try to pull on us. Like
Yes,
I'd rather it say, okay, it's a 5,000 piece pop, so it's gonna be $5 more, $10 more, whatever. Okay. That makes sense to me. But just because it's a 5,000 piece, because I mean, dude, a 5,000 piece and a $3,500 piece shouldn't be a $5 difference. Like it just wouldn't be a
it's a
difference. They're
joke.
almost the same thing.
I'm so happy we're on like this. I thought we'd be on the same page, but it's it's a joke. But from Straw Hat Jazzy on Instagram, I don't care how you cut it. They are exploiting the collector and charging you out of the ASS to get a limited piece. Funko has lost touch with their fans and in turn have lost their effing minds. All they've done is cut out the secondary market and become scalpers themselves. What a joke. You could not have said this more perfectly. And they are getting tons of likes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's funny they choose to do this at a time when collectors are calling the commons landfill specialties, and both of the faces of the company have new toy companies. It's just wild. Like, I'm so upset. I never thought I would ever be so unhappy with Funko in my entire life. This is an all-time low.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying bad things. They're saying it's desperate. That just doesn't make sense. A lot of people are pointing towards, like you said, the landfill thing. Like, so what's going to happen when this 500 piece, 600 piece, 700 piece pop for $50 doesn't sell? Is it going to go on sale? Is it just now going to be cheaper because no one's like they're not selling it? Like, is it going to be part of like these
I
sales
don't feel
and
like
these
this
like
is gonna
blowout things?
last.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And like I said in the beginning, because I wanted to be as positive as I could with a lot of stuff about it, specifically that the idea of like a list or the idea of
Is
tiers,
cool.
I didn't hate. Yes, it's totally okay. Naming them, whatever you want to do. But they could have, like I said, they didn't pull that off the best because that should be part of the box. That should be part of why this is special, right? They didn't do that. Putting in the protectors, okay, that's cool. You got higher tiered stuff. It's gonna be to a collector more valuable. Put it in one of those. You did that for stupid art series. You might as well do it for this, right? But the price increases and like that part of it, I just don't understand. And even like some of it just being straight the fan reward stuff, like, ugh, I don't know. And it's so funny because I didn't mention this, but you did. The similarities to the NFTs, I mean, not even just similarities, just taking the names specifically doesn't make any sense. Like if you wanted to come up with these names, you could have came up with 4 other names that weren't Mythic, Grail, Legendary, or Royalty because you came up with Ultra, Elite, Superior, and Ultimate. Like just
Ultra's an NFT too.
come up with a different name. Oh yeah, Ultra too.
It's like
They just couldn't come up with names, I guess. I don't know. They
it's
just had
just
to take it.
it's
The one that's
wild.
the worst is Royalty though.
Like
The other
I
ones are
completely agree.
stupid, like Grail, whatever. I get it because Grail could be multiple things, but Royalty, like that has a specific thing. Like you have to collect multiple things to get a Freddy essentially or something special because you bid a whole set. A 3,500 piece regular Funko Pop should not be called Royalty.
I would
I'm
bet
sorry.
money that the people at Drop are so pissed about this. Even though they work, quote unquote for Funko. I'm sure people are throwing shade because I always love those names, which is just funny that I'm dogging on this, but it shouldn't be the same.
Yeah. And people are like going crazy too because like they all come with a pop protector, and most of the time they're saying people shove these things into the thing, they damage the boxes and whatever. That's happening all the time
Yeah.
with any type of pop that you try to get with a pop protector a lot of times. And it's like now for these higher end ones, especially ones that you're spending 2, 3, 4 times as much as a regular pop, and it's going to be damaged. Like, what's the point of having
It's
that protector?
also, I completely agree with you because it's also just wild because Funko still can't make a stance on like what they think. Like, you get a damaged pop in the mail. We don't care. The pop is all we care about. The box doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Sorry. But then they're telling people they have to pay more money to get this protect. Like, it's just all. They're throwing, that new leadership is throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. And yeah, I'm not going to be rainbows and butterflies about them anymore.
yeah.
Normally, I am with Funko. Like, enough is
It's just
enough.
funny because the last episode we literally were talking about all these good things that they're doing and the changes and whatever, but like, I don't know, man. This is just to me not the way to do this. Like, I understand that like bring back the limiteds because we've been talking about that, but this was not the way that I think people
No.
honestly
And I don't know if you saw the posts
thought.
that they made on their socials, which I have been liking Funko's socials a lot better as of late. But like, I just can't wait to see this flop, and then they blame the fans because they're like, "This is what you wanted. We've done it for you," and like, it's
No,
so out of
it's not the
touch.
point. Yeah, the
Yeah,
point of a limited piece is that you get it retail, and you're the one that got it. You got lucky enough to get it. You were fast enough, whatever it was, and then it builds value. It's the same thing with cards. It's the same thing with other toys. Same
everything.
thing with sneakers. It's anything that if it's limited, you don't pay more. You pay retail. Like when a product
Don't.
comes out, you pay retail. If the person that's selling it is the one that made it, you pay retail. Like what are you doing?
I'm like hating this more and more and more as we talk about it. Like, what? Oh God. I I wish we could get Brian and Mike on the podcast and let you know
Oh
what their
my
thoughts
God.
are.
Yeah, they're clearly doing things. I mean, they left there, so they're whatever. But we could touch on the last little piece of Funko
A
related
fun
stuff
Funko thing.
because the last thing is obviously there's an NFT drop. It's gonna be coming. It's April Fools. This is season 3. They're calling it now. Obviously, every year in April, especially that first year, we were surprised with an April Fools. And we're getting a drop for that. They tend to kind of play off themselves, joke on things. Last year, probably one of the best ones they've ever made ever in any
Was
set
the
was the burning
burning.
pack, which was
Yeah.
so cool because it was like when packs burned. Like, they played off of that joke almost like a meme. And then this time they're kind of playing off even harder off of Funko situations and stuff. It's always a smaller set. You got, first of all, the packs. So we'll show you the packs real quick. The packs are cool, whether you're getting the premium or the standard. It's essentially like they pasted pictures and things on top of like an
Other
old
packs.
other
Yeah.
pack. So like the Valentine's Day pack is one of them, and then one of the like Funkoween ones. They posted that Freddy with the like handsome face looking thing. And then the other one is the box, which that looks like is going to be one of the legendaries. So I think there's 2 legendaries in a grail because it is a smaller set. I don't know if they show the royalty unless that Freddy.
I think
Probably
that
is the royalty.
Freddy's the royalty. Yeah.
Like beefed up guy. But the legendaries we're going to get, which I think is a really, really cool one, is a Max token head pop, but it's a crushed box. So it's kind of funny because we still haven't gotten to freaking Max.
I
We've
know.
been talking about that, but it's the pop itself is the box. So like
It's amazing.
It's a crushed box. It's got a Band-Aid on it, and the NFT of it itself, you see it being dropped off and stepped on and everything by like whoever delivers it. Yeah. So that one's hilarious. The other one's also obviously a play off of the Camp Fun Days event with the sandwich.
I need both of these
which
Funko
was
Pops.
like
actually.
a big deal because they just gave away this crappy sandwich. So it's like funny that they're playing on that one. And then the Grail is a Doodle Freddy, which they had a Doodle pop, right? I remember seeing it. Not this
I
one,
think
but
it was
I
a
remember seeing
card.
like
Some of these were
maybe a
cards. I
Doodle
think
card or
last
something.
year. Yeah,
but this is like he's like in an arcade.
it's a cool looking pop.
Which it's got Fun Force in the back, like arcade game, and he's like colored, but his body's like doodle. Yeah, so pretty cool. So yeah, they're playing off of like the fun little things. Even like the house, there's this Freddy #1, Proto number last place. Like a lot of funny things that they're playing off. But yeah, again, this is a good collab with Drop. So I don't want to give Funko all of this credit because we were just bashing them for the other stuff. But
We'll end it on a good note because this is always, and I've said this on past episodes when we rank our favorites of the year. This is my favorite NFT set that they do now. I look forward to this every year. And as Meg just explained, all these Funko Pops, I mean, they're just hilarious, and it is amazing. But once again, too, it's like, is Funko, obviously Funko approves all this, and they work with Drop, but it's just like, are the Drop guys coming up with these ideas? Like, I do appreciate Funko making fun of themselves with this.
Yeah,
especially like last year we had the sandwich in a card. I remember I was upset. I'm like, oh my god, they went there. I wish that was a pop, and how they made the pop this year. To me, that's the standout one with the crush box. I like them all, but I'm kind of happy that neither of those are the Grail, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sandwich one's funny. I like the box better though.
The box is the best one.
I think the box one obviously would also be a perfect one to have with the pack.
The burning pack.
So like, yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, we don't know the exact date that it's coming out. Usually, obviously,
it's always it's like April 1st.
Which April 1st is
Tuesday,
today,
which is when it's today.
So it probably is coming out today.
It's coming out today. The thing that's weird,
it's Tuesday because it comes out on Tuesday.
Yes, it comes out on Tuesday, so it's coming out today. So if you're listening to this in the morning, make sure you get these packs. This, I'm assuming, will sell out. This is always pretty hype. It sells out pretty quick. Smaller set, like Nick said.
Smaller set.
I just don't know why. It was super fun the first year when it was a total surprise. I don't know why. The gimmick of like telling you the day of, I feel like, is old news. just like let us know. And they've all leaked already because they're kind of already loaded up on the blockchain. But
Oh, are they loaded?
yeah,
I was gonna say
it's
because
how it leaked last year
it's
too.
like Drop announced it as well though.
They did officially.
3 days ago they have the picture of the sandwich and it says Series 3.
Oh, you're right. They did do that, but
So
not with
it
a
did show
date.
that like it's gonna be coming. No, not a date or anything. But I mean,
Correct.
April Fool's is obviously the
Yeah.
first, but
Yes. So I
sometimes
guess
this
it's
makes
just
sense.
assumed. But yeah,
But
I think those are incredible.
yeah, much better than some other stuff. But they've been coming out pretty
NFTs
good
has been
sets.
like a
So
bright spot again of Funko. Not
yeah.
much we can say about that.
But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Let us know what you guys think. Like this video if you haven't liked, smash that like button, please. Make sure you guys are actually subscribed to the channel. If you're not, if you like our content, if you're new here, welcome. Hopefully you made it this far of our rambles and craziness that we're talking about. And you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell, especially because we do like to post off stuff,
Yeah.
other shorts and little things here and there, some clips of the episode sometimes. So definitely check it out. And like I said in the beginning, if you were on the podcast, so definitely check us out over here on the YouTube side of things for sure. But yeah, that was it. A lot of WonderCon. WonderCon came and gone. It makes me feel like San Diego's going to be crazy. And
Agreed.
then once we get to New York, which will be in person, it's going to be even crazier. So very excited for sure. But yeah, Charlie, let everybody know where everyone can follow us, all the good stuff and what's going on. But yeah, appreciate it. It was a good episode.
Great
A lot
episode.
of good
Tons
stuff.
of amazing stuff. And it's funny. Thrilljoy is just the king of the cons, and now it looks like Rokimoto is as well, which is just kind of funny. I mean, but I love it. But obviously you can find us at Collector Chatter on Instagram, at pop_migs, at collector_Charlie. And as always, if you're on those podcast platforms, make sure you follow us over there. Leave us a review. If you're on Spotify, interact with the polls that we have for every episode. And obviously, once again, like Mick said, back over on YouTube, hit that notification bell so when new stuff comes out. Like this video, comment, let us know. I really want to know what everyone thinks about everything that Thrilljoy just announced. I mean, I feel like we had 3 really good pillars of this episode: Thrilljoy's new vibe, Rokimoto's new products, and let us know what you think about this new Funko tiered list. Obviously, with that being said, we'll see you next week. As always, collecting is the way. Later.
Peace out, everybody.